Hi friends, how are you? I am Beth with Vintage Bandits, and we are going to be, oh, wrong way, we're going to be working on that. We're going to make another one. I'm going to pull it down that y'all see it. It's super cute. We're going to be using the retro stamp set and the typesetting stamp set. How cute is that? Isn't that cute? So I think, if you see, I think what I'm going to have to do is either go in with the black Sharpie and write over of the, because I went in and I painted in, and you can find any kind of paint, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I painted in the property of, but isn't it cute? So I probably will go over the of the, or I'm going to try and make it darker. Let me show you. We are using the retro stamp. I have used this. It's one of my favorites. So if you've never used the retro stamp, you need to grab it. It's so good. So we're going to do property. I gotta make sure I spell it right. I know we need an O and an R. We'll lay it out, a T, a Y, property. We repeat a couple. I'm gonna show you how we do that, which is totally fun. I'm using the old grid line that we have, but it works great. I've got them all. We're gonna lay out our bag. I'm hoping to get this on here so y'all can see it, okay? There's a little center. I brought it close to that, so I'll show you where we are. We're gonna lay it out right here and leave it like that, okay? I'm going to go on here and I'm just going to stick them on as best I can. We're gonna flip it over, move this so y'all can see what I'm doing. Pull this in a little bit tighter because I was just laying it out there. This one's not sticking, so I will show you how we do that to make it stick. Okay, is it perfect? No. But it's gonna be fine. This R is not being really committed very well, so I'm just gonna go in here, wipe it down with a baby wipe. If you don't use baby wipes, you're missing out on an amazing tool. We just want it to be nice and clean. Property. And we also need to go in, we're gonna use red, the tomato. I'm just gonna go in and juice it up really good because I want it to, when you're printing on fabric, you want it to be juicy. Don't go to the edges because it will get to the edge. You just kind of picture frame it, and I kind of just squirt it and then I stop, and then I just rub it in with that tip. And this stuff lasts forever, so you can find your stockists and they will be more than happy to help you get your inks and everything. So, and then you want to store them upside down because that keeps the ink close. All right, we're gonna set this aside. Okay, so this is where we want it to go. So I'm gonna kind of just guesstimate. It is not gonna be perfect, that's okay. It'll work, and we're just going to ink these up. It's nice and juicy, so it should be good. I'm just gonna go in and take off any of the extra red. Then we're going to flip. So I'm going to use one of these lines right there and kind of guesstimate. And then we're just gonna let it sit for just a second. You know, okay, so this is kind of hanging off the edge, so I'm just gonna go on and press it with my hands. When you're doing fabric, you just want to kind of let it sit on there for a bit. Okay, pull it up. Woo, look at that. So I know I need the P and the R. So let's take these off because I'm gonna show you how to clean them in just a second. So we're gonna do the P. It's on the edge. I'm gonna move it off of there because it's stuck good. Go in and get rid of that because I don't want it. The ink has a much longer dry time too. I don't want to, and I'm just going to guess. So if you don't have one of these bags, you could get burlap and you could just get a yard or a yard and a half. Just flip it over, sew it up, and just, you don't have to have this fancy dancy one that I don't even know where I got and nobody has bought. Look there, and then we're gonna do our R right here. And that's kind of how you fill in the gaps. And then we're gonna do the of that, because you've seen me do the R. It's pretty easy. Property. Okay, how cute is that? All right, now let's do North Pole. I'm gonna lay it out. I'm doing it on this because it's got the ink on it. hole. And what's fun, easy, is that we can take this, and I know it's gonna go right there. So lining up is much easier with this one. Okay, just going to press it down. You're gonna flip it, and then we're just going to make sure we measure everything. All right, there we go. I just wanted you to be able to see it. So we're just gonna roll this up so y'all can see it. And I'm gonna put it right here below this. It's not a pocket, I don't know what it is. But anyway, it's gonna go, and I'm just gonna kind of use that like I did up there. And then we're just gonna ink it up. This is a really easy project, but it has huge impact. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. Let it sink into the fabric. There we go. Okay, ta-da! And we're gonna pull these off and use the O again. And then I'm just gonna eyeball it. Okay, this is how I like to clean the stamp sets. I just plop them all back on here because they stick. It's kind of easy. Then I just take a baby wipe. I just go on and I just do that. And it kind of, they don't move, they don't shift. I just kind of clean them up. And then I take another one. These you want to use warm water. You can put a tub of warm soapy water next to it. And that is, let them sit there. I tend to just, wait a minute. That's the official way you should do it, so don't do as I do, do as I say. This is a great way to just get them cleaned off, to wait till till you can get them in the water. Okay, and then you just wipe them off. Little tip, you do not want hot water. That will ruin your stamps, so please don't do that. And then I'm just gonna wipe it off. Okay, and then we're ready for the of the. So we are going to be using, this one doesn't want to stick, so let's clean it off. If they're not sticking, it means they're a little chalky on the back. So we want of and the. There we go, T. And this one, it took me a bit because I was like, whoa. And I do think I'm going to go back in with a darker black so it sticks out. Of the North property of the North Pole. And then you just add it. Now we're going to turn it over, make sure it fits. Thinking maybe, let's move this over a little bit. Now let's try it. Okay, I think that'll work. Okay. There we go. It's a little off, but you know what? That's how it would look anyway. And so now we've got to make all the letters. And I think I'm going to paint these letters with a black Sharpie or something. I don't know. We'll see. I think I did a better job on this one, but it's okay. Let's just do one little bit of painting so y'all can see how I do it. And then, again, you can just get some burlap. Okay, so this doesn't go all the way across. And because I'm left-handed, I'm going to work right to left. Any kind of paint will work. I use the paint that I sell. And then all I'm just doing an angle brush. And I go in and I just kind of dab it. And the reason I have the clear lining underneath it is because it's woven and it's going to go through. And I don't want it to go through the backside. Basically, you're just painting the lines, you know? You just paint inside the lines. And I have a smaller brush to try and get if I need to get into the edges. I just make sure that I have a nice dollop of paint on my brush. Can y'all see that kind of? And then I can just kind of drag it through because it's woven fabric. It wants to, you know, it's not easy, but if you just kind of dab it, it will totally work. Look how easy that is. And because this retro, it's so easy to paint inside of. Oh, it's so much fun. You know, at first I was like, retro, I'm never gonna use that. You can use it for all kinds of things. It's such a good basic font. This R is a little bit, but just take the curve. I'm just dabbing, is all I'm doing. I'm just dabbing it on there. I'm just dabbing it. Look how easy that is. So, and I'm not worried about perfection. I need you all to take that and send that sailing. Perfection is not happening. You know, it's okay. And honestly, when you look at it, if you have this in a design, you got it set up in your house, nobody's gonna walk over and say, oh my gosh, that R is off. Or look where they missed that spot. They're gonna think that is the cutest Santa sack I have ever seen in my life. That's what they're gonna think. It's gonna be awesome. They're gonna love it. You know, you could even do this on white cotton. You could even do a canvas. You wouldn't have to do a burlap. Do a canvas. Oh my gosh. Get an old pillowcase. You don't have to do it on this. You could just get a pillowcase, cinch it up. How cute would that be on white? Just like a king size one or something, you know. This is my challenge, okay, people? If you decide to do something like this, I want you to post a picture if you're on Instagram, tag IOD, Property of the North Pole, make a little hashtag like that. How fun would that be? Take care, be blessed, and have an amazing week.